My part, Nissan Rogue. I don't want this leaves making inside of my cylinder. So, well, there's spark plugs in there. I mean, it's like nothing really being exposed, but I will be pulling the spark plugs out. So, okay, that's loose. That's loose. So here we go. So I have some other important handy dandy tools. I need to pull that out and remove some of these leaves, and go ahead and actually remove this clamp, twist it to the side, remove it. Here we go. Okay, now we're gonna remove that. I'm actually using a metal tray this time. Okay, this is for that one. Okay, so this is number one. I mean number one, that's number two. But the order that I'm pulling it out at, just want to make sure I lined it up. Okay. Alright, so now let's go ahead and actually get the spark plugs out. Okay, got that one loose. I try to apply just the right amount of force. And this looks real nice, this engine. Okay, here we go. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and actually just remove that tool. This is a lot easier to try to remove it like this. Here's a evap service port. You know, sometimes guys, these problems could be also happening with the engine shutting off and service engine coming on if your gas cap is not closed. I know ours is closed, that I could tell you for sure, but sensors these days, they cause all kinds of problems. And there's the mass airflow sensor in there, so I may have to replace the one that I have. So it looks like we need to loosen this one up a little bit more. So the goal is to replace each spark plug coil in exactly the same order as they are on this vehicle, and install them. Hopefully I will see the problem disappear, hopefully. If it doesn't, then we know it's nothing to do with spark plugs, it's everything to do with something else. Could be mass airflow sensor, that would be my next guess. But like with every vehicle that I own, I learn. You know, it's a learning experience, learning curve. You don't have to be an expert to try to do this stuff. But the biggest thing is sometimes is not being afraid, just tackling things as they are, and just do it. Basically, that's going to be your biggest thing from getting something fixed or not. So that looks good. I really need some longer needle nose pliers. These are working, but you know, I know for sure that this engine actually works really well. So it looks like we need to pull it out a little bit more. Hopefully that done it. Let's see. Okay, so we're gonna take these in order. Take these in order. Guys, it's time for me to pull out these other spark plugs. I will tell you this, it does help having a spare vehicle of the same type. You know, hopefully it's an auction vehicle. Hopefully it's got lesser mileage than your vehicle does. That you could simply go pull apart you need, but not everybody has that option. If you live in an apartment, you have no choice but to just have one vehicle. You cannot have something that's crashed from an auction just sitting in your parking lot. I'm just not gonna let you do that. This is why it's important. Like if you're watching somebody's channel that they could help you solve your issue, if you're gonna be watching mine on any type of vehicle that I do, I have spares. So if I have an issue, I'm gonna go over there and just pull apart. I'll swap it out. It's going to be a lot cheaper for me to do it because I have the parts. So that's no issue. You know, it's a lot more difficult if you're guessing and you go and buy a part from a dealer, you install it, you feel good about it, but then drive it up and down a little bit, only to find out it's something else. And guess what? Even though you did the service, you still have to flip the bill for the parts. And a lot of times the parts, they're just not cheap. So let's see, I'll just remove that. It's a lot easier removing these spark plugs on that other Nissan Rogue because I don't have all these stuff in my way, and I could actually see inside of the spark plug holes. And that brings me to my next point. Last time I taken this ignition coil apart, there's some kind of piece that looks a lot like a fuse. It fell out and fell right where the spark plug is. So it's a good thing that there's a spark plug, otherwise it would have fell right in the engine. Okay, that's loose. So I'm gonna pull these out, stick the other spark plugs in, reconnect this really fast and see if that works. If that doesn't, in my next video I'm gonna replace this. Probably I'm gonna just swap in a whole new airbox altogether. Just probably disassemble right here at the hose, pull it out, pop another one in. So it's gonna be quite easy. Okie dokie. So this one is loose now. Let's see if this one is. Yeah, it feels loose.